July 2018, I smashed my shoulder up after just 5 wrestling matches. We've talked before about how I'm quite lucky. I've got quite a thick skin. Don't really mind YouTube comments. I can kind of, just let them wash off my back. But that one was a bad one because at that time, again, only 5 wrestling matches, I was still seen by some people as, oh, the YouTuber thinks he wants to be a wrestler. And it was never like that. I wanted to do YouTube and I wanted to be a wrestler. And I did train really, really hard for it. I think there was this idea that I just got, oh, I'll go and do it. Not the case at all. But, when you get injured after 5 wrestling matches and then you're out for 8 months or whatever it was, again, you have opened the door for people to go, oh, you're unsafe, you shouldn't be in there, injury prone. And you're like, man, I'm already upset because of what's happened. I'm in a lot of pain. I can't go to the gym. And again, you can check out yesterday's video to explain how much I love that. Yeah, it was really, really hard. It was really, really difficult. And kind of in those first 4 months, I remember thinking to myself, maybe I don't actually want to. And again, I think it all came from just because I was in a negative place. And when you're in a negative place, you'll have negative thoughts. But I do remember thinking, I don't know if I want to go back when everything is fixed, because I don't even think like this half the time. But again, in a bad place, I remember thinking, maybe it's a sign. Maybe this is someone saying that you had your 5 matches, Simon, you're old, you're hurt, just stop it. And it really, look, I don't necessarily think I've ever talked about this. Given that I was injured for 8 months, this was like probably 2 months out of 8, so 6 months, after 8 weeks, I thought to myself, oh, no. I know, I want this. I can't end the journey on that note. That would absolutely suck. But yeah, it's a really sucky thing. It's a really sucky thing to happen, even more so because that was part of the Ringmaster tournament, you may remember, Rest in Peace Defiance. They were running on Monday and Tuesday up in Newcastle. And on Monday, I'd had a really, really good match. For me, given that it was only match number 4. It was nothing special. If anybody else had watched, they'd probably be like, Miller is like average at best. And I was carried, don't get me wrong, I was absolutely carried. But it didn't matter. When I went through the curtain, I thought it had gone quite well. And some people said, oh, Simon, that was, it was decent. You got a long way to go. Make sure you go get the feedback. But, you can learn from that. So when I came out to do my match on the Tuesday, the next night, I had a lot more confidence. I used to get so nervous before wrestling matches. Like, what a loser. And that's not true, actually. Nerves are good. They're important. You should have them. But then, and that was going all right too, but then to end up in a hospital, so, Monday feeling good, then 24 hours later to be in a hospital with someone saying, I'm 99% sure you've completely wrecked your shoulder and you're going to be out for a while. Not ideal, right? Not ideal at all. In fact, absolutely awful. And it does do a number on you. And I watch a lot of football, right? And footballers are getting injured all the time. And you never actually really think about the personal stuff that they go through. There's one called Micah Richards. I think he mostly played for Aston Villa and Man City. There may have been some other clubs. And he's retired now. He retired super early after trying to get back from an injury for years. And there was always this stigma about him that, he's... whatever. No one actually, I don't think, my point being is that anyone actually thought about the personal anguish that he must be going through. Because imagine you're such a good football player that you're able to get to the top and play for teams like Manchester City and Aston Villa and everything like this. And yet your body won't let you do it because of bad knees, bad elbows, bad shoulders, whatever. Jack Wilshere would be another one, or Vincent Kompany who had or Ledley King. You can do this all day. But we don't think about that as and maybe you shouldn't because it would drag you down. But I remember, he's so injury prone. Oh, he's rubbish. I don't want him at my club. And you're thinking, yeah, but he doesn't want to be that way, or she doesn't want to be that way. They want to play. Like, they've been given this incredible opportunity. I'm not going to say they're going to regret these things, but my point is it has to do a number on you personally. And it did for me. And I was just like, I couldn't have been more of an amateur professional wrestler, just starting out, very lucky with the opportunities that I'd got given. But yeah, I guess that's it's just difficult and it's tough. And in the world where social media is just there and you can kind of write whatever you want, that we talked about in vlog number 1 this week, it can really, really suck. Like, it can really, really suck. And you do start questioning things, and you do have a bit of an internal monologue about what exactly do I want to get out of this? And why did this happen? Why? Slap your head. Why did this happen? And I still don't know why. Did I get injured in the ring? Was it a build-up of other stuff that I've been doing? Did I have a niggle and not notice? And then I remember when I came back, it was about 8 months, I think, when I came back, it was early 2019. You're absolutely terrified. Because you think, well, what if it happens again? Then what do I do? If it hasn't actually healed, and not not to mention everything that goes on in between all of that. Like mine was on the cusp of you need surgery, but maybe you don't need surgery. Never get that. You want to be, I was grade 3. You want to be grade 2 or grade 4. Grade 2, they go, you'll be fine. Grade 4, they go, we're operating. Grade 3, they have no idea what to do. And they kind of put the onus on you. What would you like? And you're like, I don't know. I didn't go to medical school for 13 years, whatever it is. Please help me. So you also have, I had surgery booked. I had surgery booked and I had a change of heart like 2 weeks beforehand because the doctor had told me about all the negative stuff that could come up for it. And as it turns out, I mean, I'm going to have surgery on it eventually down the line through wear and tear of life. But I now think maybe if I had done that, I still wouldn't be wrestling now. Maybe I still would have been recovering. But yeah, I did think about it. I remember thinking about it and talking to people. Do I actually want to go back? And now I can't even imagine that. That's the best thing about it. And there's always a nice end to a story. I can't even imagine not doing it. Not having a booking at least once a week, hopefully more, because again, I look forward to it. There's few things more surreal and better than your music hitting, getting some kind of reaction, and then go and have a pretty decent match in the ring. Like, it's unexplainable. And just because I'm a wrestling fan didn't mean that I was going to necessarily like the wrestling part. I may have hated it. I may have hated the bumps. I may have hated this. I may have hated that, but I didn't. I got a massive, massive kick out of it. And it's hard work, and it does kick your ass, clearly. But yeah, I can't even imagine that not being a thing, which is quite incredible because, a year and a half ago, as we're recording these, I was sat in this very room saying, well, what the hell do I do now? And it does a number on you too, because again, if you go to the gym like I did, you start losing weight, you start losing size, people start commenting on it, so that then gets in your head, and you just feel miserable. By the end, I was eating whatever I want as well, because why bother, right? Throw your diet out the window. You eat I was eating well to put up with a gym routine. And because I'd had such a healthy diet for so long, I was like, I'm just going to eat whatever I want. I remember one day I had a pint of ice cream, which I'd done before, but there was no need for me to do that. I did no exercise. I couldn't. My shoulder hurt. I was an idiot with it, though. They said, wear the sling. I was like, nope. Such a child. Throw it on the floor. I don't want to wear the sling. I'm okay. But it goes to show, right? And even if I had quit, right? As long as I was 100% made up in my own head, that's what I wanted to do, and I wasn't doing it from what's the word I'm looking for, but from a wrong position, like it was the right thing to do given my experiences, then that's fine. I never understood this whole, oh, well, you quit because you failed. What are you talking about? That's not true. I tried. I put myself out there. And that's the main thing. That's, to me, why you do these things. You don't want to regret anything. So you go out there, you try them. If you like it, great. See where you can take it. If you don't like it, quit. Quit's a bad word. Quit has such a negative connotation. Just stop doing it. But the important thing is that you challenged yourself, and I think you have to put yourself in uncomfortable scenarios. So if I had decided to quit and walked away, but I knew deep down it was the right thing to do, then it's all okay. But the thing. After a couple of months, I knew it wasn't the right thing to do. So I was like, no, Simon, you got to finish. Even if you go back, have one match, and you blow up again, it doesn't matter. And luckily, that's what's happening now. And as a cheap plug, make sure you keep an eye on my Twitter and Instagram, and you can find out where I am wrestling. Some people think I gave up wrestling when Defiant closed. I mean, I'll never be able to thank Defiant enough and everybody involved. I love them from the bottom of my heart. But I am still wrestling. I'm wrestling around the UK. I've got a few bookings overseas, which blows my mind. And I will do more bookings. As long as I'm free and I can make it, I will be there. But there you go. There's another little story from me. Like the video, share the video. Please subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you again tomorrow.